other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter is by competing with their daughter. Yeah, so instead of nurturing their daughter, they see their daughter as competitors. Yeah, whether it is in looks, achievement, attention, or I mean, it can be anything. Yeah, they don't see their daughters as daughters, but they see as a female figure with whom they have to compete. Yeah, so they will try and use the same makeup that you use. They are going to tell you, well, this is nothing. I was better in studies. The things that I have done for you, you are nothing. You are not performing that well. Yeah, I used to get nothing, but I was, one of the best performers. So they will keep on minimizing you, invalidating, your achievement. And this is basically to, hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the destructive, methods that narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So these narcissistic mothers are narcissistic women who have extreme sense of entitlement, extreme hunger and craving for attention, admiration. They are always right. They know it all. Their pain is the greatest pain. What they have suffered is the greatest. Yeah. Your suffering is nothing compared to their suffering. These narcissistic women, narcissistic mothers, they lack empathy, so they want you to be there, to support them, cheer them up, and motivate them and encourage them. But when you need all of these things, they are not going to be there. Yeah, and this is because they lack empathy. They want all the empathy and sympathy and affection and attention from the rest of the world, and they are just not ready to give the same thing in return. Yeah, they are ready to bag in everything, but when it comes to giving, they are built differently. Yeah, they are designed differently, so they are unable to express love, affection, empathy. Narcissistic mothers, I mean, sometimes are good in faking empathy. The covert ones are pretty good. They are expert in faking empathy, and that is basically to find out your weakness so that you open up, and then they're gonna cherry pick and use your vulnerabilities accordingly. Yeah, to further control you, manipulate you, gaslight you, and do all sorts of nasty things. Narcissistic mothers really don't care about their children. Yeah, I mean, yes, they have got a special kind of a feeling for their sons. I mean, the golden child. I mean, the golden child can be a daughter also, but apart from that, she's not interested. Yeah, I mean, in her daughter, in her son, if it's not of the golden child standard, she's not interested. Yeah, all what she's interested in is harvesting supply. Narcissistic mothers, I mean, from my experience, I have seen them behaving ruthlessly and horribly with their children, beating the crap out of their children, criticizing them, embarrassing them in front of the others, shaming them, guilt tripping them, getting them into laborious work which is not age appropriate. Narcissistic mothers are crazy women, I would say. And I personally feel such women, I mean narcissistic women, shouldn't be allowed to procreate or have children, because they don't do it for altruistic reasons. They do it just to harvest supply, and that's it. They really don't care how the child is going to suffer because of their action. No, they are not interested. Again, extreme sense of entitlement, inability to self-reflect. They lack empathy. It's all about them, I, me, myself. And to sum it up, narcissistic mothers are horrible mothers. They are not fit to be mothers. I mean, they do it because they want supply. I mean, a supply that doesn't run away, a supply that is at their disposal 24/7, 365 days. But they have got nothing good to offer. Yeah, all what they can offer is pain, misery, damage. They can, damage your self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, you know, in every possible manner. That's what they are good at. Yeah, and that's the only thing that they can give you. Yeah, damaged self-esteem, damaged self-worth, damaged, sense of self. They are, basically someone who will bring you in this world and not let you grow in a healthy manner. They will stunt your growth and they will damage you. They bring you in this world so that they can damage you and then use you however they wish and please. Yeah, that's who these narcissistic parents are, whether it's narcissistic father or narcissistic mother. I mean, today's video is all about narcissistic mothers and different ways, they ruin their daughter's life. So, we are going to talk, about narcissistic mothers and their dynamic with their daughter. Now, coming to the destructive methods narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life, the first is unrealistic praise as a trap. Narcissistic mothers may shower their daughters with over the top, praise in public in front of the others. And this is basically to, set them up with, impossible standards. Yeah, this constant pressure, I mean, to match up the standard, yeah, to match up the expectation. And this is something which makes the daughter feel that, she can never be, enough, she can never be good enough, yeah, no matter what she does or what she achieves. Yeah, because narcissistic mothers, constantly pressurize them, yeah, praise them in front of the others, and the daughters feel, burdened. Now I have to do more and more and more. But behind the scene, when others are not there, when it's just mother and daughter, mother is never satisfied, never happy. The daughter is never good enough for the mother. Yeah, and in front of the others the dynamic changes. So this is basically to burden the daughter with unrealistic expectations and get her into this competitive mode, yeah, where she's competing with this one's daughter, that one's daughter, this sibling, that cousin, and she's working way too hard to prove herself, yeah, so that she keeps getting those praises. Otherwise narcissistic mothers are expert in criticizing and shaming their daughter. So if she's not meeting the standards, if she's not proving her worth, love and affection will be withheld and she will be mistreated in front of the others. So in order to avoid that, the daughters take up the burden of fulfilling the narcissistic mother's unrealistic expectation. Yeah, as children we want our parents love, affection, attention, validation. But when you are raised by narcissistic parents, these things are misused. These things are solely used to control you, manipulate you, exploit you, and abuse you. Yeah. So yes, the first method that these narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is unrealistic praise. They use unrealistic praise as a trap. Yeah. In front of the others, they are going to praise you so that you do more and more. You burn yourself out in order to prove yourself. But behind closed doors, how things are. Yeah. So in order to avoid all that guilt and shame in front of the others, you keep doing more and more and more. But in reality, what this does is that it keeps eroding your self-worth, self-esteem, sense of self. You uh, keep doubting yourself. Yeah, even though you have done something good, but you keep doubting yourself, whether at all my mother is going to like or not, whether at all she's going to be happy or not. Yeah, so rather than you know uh, experiencing happiness, rather than feeling good about things, you are all the time worried. These daughters are all the time worried whether she's going to like it or not, will this and this make her happy or not. Rather than enjoying her accomplishment, rather than enjoying her achievement and feeling good about it, she's all the time, worried. What will mom say? Will she approve of this? Will she like this? Will she praise me? Will I be seen and heard? Will I get the validation from her? So, it's like a trap. When you are raised by narcissistic parents, you are, trapped. Yeah. And they will keep on baiting you, they will keep on throwing crumbs at you, they will keep on shape shifting. So narcissistic parents are never going to, keep showing you their nasty side. Sometimes they are going to, transform. Yeah, miraculously they are going to transform, and you would be wondering, wow, everything is fine, my mom really loves me, my dad really loves me. But again, after some time, they are back to square one, mistreating you, abusing you, exploiting you. So, love and affection is not, stable. Validation, appreciation, these things are not there. These, components are not stable in narcissistic relationship. Yeah, narcissistic mothers are big time into using all of this, and the entire objective is to keep the daughters on hook, to damage her, ruin her, so that she doesn't run away, and she's just there, so that the narcissistic mother can play, however she wishes with her daughter. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is forced identity. So they impose, their own taste, opinion on their daughter. Yeah. And what this does is that it crushes, any sense of self, yeah, in the daughter. Yeah. Your likes, your hobbies, your style, your preference, all of it can go for a flying F. Narcissistic mothers really don't care. And they make sure that they, pass across this message that your feeling, your hobbies, your likes, dislikes, your preference, your style is not important. It doesn't really matter to them. Yeah. But you should be the version that they approve of. Yeah. You shouldn't be a version that you want, that you fancy, or you really want to be. No, you need to do the things that they approve, they want out of you, and that's it. Then things are going to be somewhat, livable. Otherwise, they are going to, ruin your day. They are going to ruin your life. They will keep on criticizing you. They will keep on treating you passive aggressively, silent treatment, triangulation, lots of things. And all of it is basically to force the daughters to live under their narcissistic mother's shadow. And what this does is that it really chokes and suffocates the daughter, because she is not allowed to be herself. Yeah, she is only allowed to be the version that the mother approves of, and that's it. If ever, the daughter tries to be, the version that she wants, she's shamed, criticized, invalidated, love and affection is withheld, she's mistreated, abused, triangulated, lots of bad thing happens. Yeah. So as a result of which, these daughters grow up to be adult women who fail to prioritize their own self. Yeah. They grow up, as, people pleasers. Yeah, because they have been trained and conditioned to be parent pleasers, and when they are adult, they become people pleasers. So yes, narcissistic mothers are big time into, forcing their identity onto their daughters. Yeah. And this is something which really, ruins the daughter's life. Yeah. She's unable to develop, into her true self. She's not connected, or you can say she's unable to embrace her authentic self. She, you know feels suffocated. She, is all the time, walking on eggshells. She's all the time, monitoring other, people's emotion and response. So she basically grows up, into a woman with, avoidant, or you can say anxious attachment style. Yeah, whereas in, she's scared of, intimate relationships. She's scared of, connecting with people, because at the back of her mind, she's all the time scared. What if he uses me, she uses me? What if she mistreats me or he mistreats me? She's all the time anxious and scared. What if he abandons me? What if she abandons me? So these daughters are really damaged because of their narcissistic mothers. Yeah, they are unable to develop a healthy attachment style, and because of which they suffer in their adulthood. They suffer in their adult life. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is sabotaging your friends. So they will certainly undermine or destroy your friendship, isolating you, and making you completely dependent on them for social interaction and on not others. Yeah, because they bred you for return. They don't want you to go out there and get healthy validation, love and affection and appreciation from the others. Because if you know start getting all of those things from the others, you might not play along well. You might not be dependent on her, but the entire goal and objective is to keep you dependent on her. That's it. Yeah, they don't want you to have healthy connections. They don't want you to have friend circle. They don't want you to have your own circle. Yeah, they will sabotage your friends. They are going to tell you, well, that friend is not good, she's horrible, she's going to do this, he's not good, he's going to ditch you, he's going to do bad things to you, she's going to hurt you. So they will isolate you from others, and this is basically to keep you dependent on them. Yeah, they want you to be utterly alone. They don't want you to be surrounded by anyone. Yeah, and they want to present themselves as your only source of connection. Yeah, so they will isolate you from the others. They are going to trim off your friend circle, acquaintance. um, they are going to basically isolate you from the rest of the world, so that they are just there and you are dependent on them, and that's it. Yeah? And this helps them to have you on hook. Yeah, because you are solely dependent on them. You have got no other way out. In the end, you will do what pleases them, and that's it. Yeah, they are getting what they want, and that's it. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter is by competing with their daughter. Yeah, so instead of nurturing their daughter, they see their daughter as competition, competitors. Yeah, whether it is in looks, achievement, attention, or I mean, it can be anything. Yeah, they don't see their daughters as daughters, but they see as a female figure with whom they have to compete. Yeah, so they will try and use the same makeup that you use. They are going to tell you, well, this is nothing. I was better in studies. The things that I have done for you, you are nothing. You are not performing that well. Yeah, I used to get nothing, but I was one of the best performers. So they will keep on minimizing you, invalidating your achievement, and this is basically to erode your self-worth, self-esteem. Yeah, and as a result of which you are dependent on them. Yeah, you never develop this confidence. You never are able to connect to your authentic self. You are never able to embrace your authentic self. Yeah, and as a result of which you are always dependent on them. You are always at their mercy. Yeah, and these narcissistic mothers make everything a kind of a competition. If you are going to cook something, these narcissistic mothers are going to cook the same thing, and then they are going to compare. You did not cook that well. You can never cook the way how I cook. Yeah, look at this dress. This dress looks better on me compared to you. Yeah, so they are going to make everything a competition. Yeah, and everything a kind of a battleground. Yeah, and all of it is basically to foster their deep seated envy and rivalry. Yeah, they are not healthy individuals. They are unable to become healthy mothers. Yeah, because it's all about them, and the moment they see another female entity that they have given birth to, I mean, I better crush this girl, I better crush this woman. Otherwise she might outshine me, she might overpower me, she might get all that attention and admiration from the others. She might steal the limelight, and I don't want that. Yeah, I want all of that attention, admiration solely for my own self, not for my daughter. Yeah, so she starts, competing, and she starts doing all sorts of weird things to further damage, and erode the daughter's self-worth, self-esteem, and confidence. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is, you know, using their daughter's success for their gain. Yeah, they push you to succeed, but it's not, for your benefit. Yeah, it's so they can bask in your achievement and use your success to, elevate their own status. Yeah, your hard work becomes their trophy. They don't want you to bag in compliments, they don't want you to feel good about your achievement. They are going to give backhanded compliments, they are going to credit hog, and they are going to tell you, well, you are where you are because of me. Yeah, so they will, set unrealistic standards. They will, compare you, they will put you in that mode where you are burning yourself out and doing more and more, somewhat like an overachiever type. And if you succeed, they are going to steal all that limelight and attention. They are not going to validate you. They are never going to, appreciate and let you enjoy your success, let you feel good about your success and hard work. Instead, they are going to give backhanded compliments, and they're going to credit hog. Yeah, they're going to say, well, I know you did all the hard work, but the real credit goes to me. If I wouldn't have had put you in that school, you wouldn't have been where you are now. Yeah, so uh, they never let you feel good about your accomplishments, success, things that you have done. They never validate your efforts. Yeah, and as a result of which, we live in this doubtful state. Yeah, we get so dependent on them that the moment they don't validate us, we feel empty on the inside. Yeah, we feel disconnected. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is, by emotional blackmail. Yeah, so they will manipulate you into becoming, their emotional crutch. Yeah, they will make you feel responsible for their happiness, for their misery, for all of their emotional ups and downs. They will, make you feel responsible. Yeah, that it's because of you. You could have done this thing this way, and I would have felt a little better. It's because of you I have suffered. It's because of you, that my marriage was ruined, or my career life was ruined. All those guilt tripping and all those, nasty things. And this basically creates an unhealthy and stifling dependence that leaves you emotionally drained. They don't want you to, grow into a healthy individual. They want you to be dependent on them, and they don't want you to be emotionally regulated as well. Yeah, they want you to be disorganized. They want you to be dysregulated. They want you to be, someone who's constantly seeking their mother's validation, love, and affection, and that's it. Yeah, so narcissistic mothers are big time into, using, emotional blackmail. And this doesn't do anything good. Instead, it damages the daughter's life. Yeah, the daughters, are just emotional crutches for their narcissistic mothers. They become an emotional toilet, they become an emotional punch bag for the narcissistic mothers, and that's it. And they are made to feel that your emotion is not important. My emotion, I mean the narcissistic mother's emotion, is more important. So don't tend your emotions, rather than just betray all of that. Don't prioritize all of that. Come quickly and attend my needs. Yeah, my emotional needs. Yeah, help me soothe, help me regulate, help me feel good. Yeah, so narcissistic mothers are big time into using emotional blackmail, and it's quite damaging for the daughters. The other destructive method that narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is conditional love. Yeah, there, I mean, narcissistic mother's affection comes with strings attached. It's not, unconditional love, affection. Everything has, some kind of terms and conditions and strings attached. Yeah, you're only loved when you meet their expectations. Otherwise, you are treated like an invisible child. They will not, express love and affection. They will not throw, those breadcrumbs. They're going to, treat you with silent treatment. They're going to ignore you. They're going to, compare you. They're going to criticize you. They have a lot of nasty, tricks up their sleeve to, control you and manipulate you. Yeah. So, love is very conditional. Till the time you are able to do what they want out of you, you are rewarded. But the moment you are unable to perform and give them what they want out of you, all of that reward, appreciation, affection vanishes in thin air. And what this does is that this teaches the daughter to equate love with achievement. Yeah, so if I achieve something, only then I will be loved. Otherwise, I'm a worthless piece of shit. I will not be loved. Yeah, I mean, love is tied to achievement. So if I'm able to achieve something, if I'm able to do something, if I'm able to fulfill others expectation, only then I will be loved. Yeah. So a very transactional image gets build up inside of these daughters. Yeah, they start believing that love is transactional. Till the time I'm of some use and value, till the time I'm able to do things, I will be loved. If I'm unable to perform, if I'm unable to give things to the others, I might not be loved. Yeah. So it's all attached, yeah, to achievements. And this leaves the daughters with this feeling of never being valued. Yeah, they genuinely feel worthless on the inside. They know that till the time I'm doing something, I'll be loved. If I stop doing things, my husband won't love me, my boyfriend won't love me. If I stop giving people what they want out of me, people will stop loving. Yeah, so very distorted understanding of love develops in these daughters. And because of which they are in that constant state of fight and flight. Yeah, they're all the time scared, anxious, they're hesitant, they are never at peace with their own self. Yeah, they know that if they don't do something, they won't be loved. So in order to be loved, they have to keep doing more and more, and in that process they might burn themselves out, but that's okay. At least I'm being loved. Yeah. So it's really messed up, but that's how narcissistic parenting is, that's how narcissistic families are, and that's how narcissistic mothers are. They damage you. Yeah, and they have got a lot of methods, ways, tips and tricks to damage their daughters. The other destructive method narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is distorting their daughter's reality. Yeah, so they will twist your memories, deny your experience, dismiss your experience, and they are going to make you question your own perception, your own feeling, your own reality. Yeah, they gaslight you to such an extent. So every time you tried upholding boundaries, you demanded space and privacy, they shamed you, they criticized you. Yeah, they gaslight you in return. And as a result of which you really don't know what boundaries are and how you can take help of boundaries. Yeah, and as a result of which you become like an open book, yeah, for the others. In your other relationships also, you are used, you are abused, you are exploited. Yeah, because you were never trained to use boundaries. Every time you tried upholding boundaries, the narcissistic mother kept on invading, kept on invading your private space, kept on destroying all those boundaries that you tried upholding. And as a result of which you by default start feeling that it's important for me to you know tell everyone about everything. Yeah, you are unable to keep things to yourself. Yeah, because you were trained in a certain way. You were trained to be an open book. You were never trained to have a private life. You were never trained to have some space or boundary. You were not introduced to all of those things, and if somehow you tried using all of those tools, you were shamed and criticized, and you were gaslit in return. Yeah, so as a result of which, you tend to overshare things which is not needed. You tend to, give out a lot more, information to the others, which others tend to abuse and exploit, later. Yeah, so, this invasion of privacy is something which, really hurts and damages the daughters. Yeah, the daughters, suffer because of this in their adult life, in their adult relationship as well. And the last destructive method that narcissistic mothers use to ruin their daughter's life is creating a dependency trap. They manufacture problems and then they offer solution, ensuring that you remain reliant on them. So, out of the blue, they are going to create chaos and drama, and this is the problem. And, they are going to make you feel as if, you are just stuck in a problem, whereas in that problem is created by them, and then they are going to project themselves, present themselves as your only savior, yeah, who comes and rescues you. Yeah, they are going to sabotage your efforts to be independent, and all of this is basically to, keep you in a cycle of dependence and helplessness. Yeah, you can never do things right. I told you to, do this thing this way, and you tried doing, this thing this way, and see what a mess you have made. Yeah, even though that mess is not huge, even though that mistake is not huge, but the narcissistic mother is good in, creating drama and chaos out of thin air. So she's going to make it look as if, you have done, a very big blunder. You have done a horrible mistake, whereas in it can be a minor mistake. And this is basically to, instill guilt. This is basically to, offer themselves as solution. Yeah, so that, you are dependent on them, and you keep seeking their validation, approval, their suggestion, their feedback in, everything that you do. Yeah, I mean, from your personal life, professional life, you always keep reaching out to them. That's how they train you. Yeah, if you do some mistake, if something, goes wrong, they are not going to tell you it's okay, we learn from our mistakes. Instead, they are going to, stage a drama. They are going to, create a drama. Yeah, and they are going to, make you feel as if you have done a blunder, and now, the only way out is, with the help of your narcissistic mother. She is your savior. She is going to, carry you out of this problem. She is going to help you out of this problem. So yes, I mean, these are, some of the destructive methods that these narcissistic mothers use to destroy their daughter's life. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.